This step is called paint protection. Next, we'll do some polishing.
What's the purpose of polishing? I've seen people skip it completely and just spray the chemical on.
Polishing actually removes the problematic surface layer, and by working from a coarse to a fine grit, and create a finish that allows the coating or material to bond properly. If you skip all preparation and spray it on directly, the product only clings to the surface and will wash off with a single rinse. Normally, with DIY you can't start sanding at 100 to 300 grit, because machine marks will appear, and you won't be able to eliminate them. If you sand by hand, you'll leave hand marks instead. If you don't remove these, they'll show up later.
So we need to deal with the marks now, right?
Exactly. Then it will crawl out. Okay, they're gone. Strictly speaking, there's still a tiny bit left. I'll still get rid of it.
I've noticed that there are usually 3 ways to handle the cloudy headlights. One option is restoration. Another is replacing just the headlight lens. And the last is swapping out the entire headlight assembly. As an average car owner, how do you decide which method to choose?
Generally, if only the outer lens is yellowed while the interior is clean and the wiring is fine, you can stick to treating just the outer layer. If water has gotten inside and damaged the chrome coating or internal parts and wiring, you might try replacing the lens first to see if it helps. If the wiring can't be fixed, your only option is to replace the entire headlight assembly. Both complete assemblies and lenses come in OEM and aftermarket versions, and their quality will differ. If you restore only the outer layer while keeping the original housing and lens, that approach offers the best durability and the tightest fit between the headlight and the body panels.
When it comes to headlight haze, there are 2 kinds, on the outside and on the inside. If the haze is inside, how do we handle it?
For internal haze, you either have to replace the entire light or take the lens off and polish both the inner and outer surfaces.
But if I replace the lens, won't it be more likely to leak?
There's definitely a chance, since it has already been opened, and it all depends on how well it's resealed afterward.
With so many headlight restoration techniques on the market, what exactly sets them apart?
It mainly comes down to the sanding approach and the grit numbers you choose. Many shops that handle general automotive restoration only work on the outer layer. They might start sanding with 600 grit paper. We, however, start with 100 grit, and the sanding depth directly affects durability. Think of the polishing done in car detailing. It only cleans the surface for a short while. Deeper cracks and fine lines, or any yellowing, simply aren't removed. So the problem resurfaces quickly. By using our technique, the results last a long time. 1 to 2 years or more is no problem, even if the car is parked outdoors, because we're still working with the original OEM material. If you restore an aftermarket lens, that longevity isn't guaranteed, since aftermarket materials may not match OEM quality.
But I've seen a type where they claim the surface is hard, the kind that resists scratches and abrasion. Is that a different method?
This brings up a question. Have you noticed that cracking or crazing of the material mostly happens to certain European cars, like Porsche, Volkswagen, or the Ford Kuga? They often develop those sun crack lines, or even have whole panels fracture. Do you know why this occurs?
Is it because of the material?
Yes, it actually comes down to hardness. Taiwan's climate has very large temperature swings. Unlike Europe, where the temperature tends to stay relatively constant, in Taiwan the variation is huge, so the harder something is, the more easily it cracks. You might promote it as scratch and impact resistant, but after 2 or 3 years the entire piece can crack. That's something we see all the time, and you can find plenty of cases on Google, so extra hardness is useless.
During the prep stage, don't we start by sanding? Does that mean the whole lens cover is getting thinner?
It will get a little thinner, but only by about 1 or 2%. We remove just that 1–2%, and when we layer apply the chemical coating, we restore the same 1–2%. So there's essentially no difference in thickness. We even have a lamp that's half sanded and half untouched. If you feel along the center, there's no step or drop off at all. It's perfectly flat. That's why repeated sanding won't end up breaking a lamp. Even after 100 passes, it's still fine.
Why isn't the price for headlight restoration fixed, but instead variable?
Because every car requires a different level of work. For instance, if there are cracks here, just fixing those cracks can add an extra half hour to an hour of sanding, and it still might not come out perfectly. If there are no cracks at all and it's only yellowed, the treatment is done much faster. So the labor cost fluctuates according to how long the job takes.
Are there any precautions I should take after the work is done? For instance, is there a certain period when the lights shouldn't get wet, or anything specific I need to do with the headlights?
Basically, once the restoration is complete, try not to polish, wax, add ceramic coating, or apply any chemicals. If you're planning to install a headlamp film, wait about a week before putting it on, and only apply it after the coating has fully hardened and cured.
How about washing the car?
As soon as the job is done, you can wash it, but just give it a light rinse with water. Wipe gently with a soft cloth and avoid scrubbing. Scrubbing can strip off the UV protective, hardened surface layer.
Can motorcycle headlights be restored as well?
Yes, they can. Motorcycle headlights are also made of the same acrylic material. However, we can't work on extremely old classics, nor on headlights with glass lenses.
Why, then, do we see fewer motorcycle headlight restorations?
It's because motorcycle headlight units are relatively inexpensive. Restoring a car headlight can cost around 6 or 100 USD, while an aftermarket motorcycle headlight might be only about 30 United States dollars. So most riders simply replace them instead. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. See you.